Trust erosion is happening because we as humans are getting so many data inputs that our brain is overwhelmed. And by that overwhelm, we have more uncertainty about how to move forward and which direction is not only true, but is best for us. There are too many inputs and variables for our human brain to take on. So we're slower. We want to make sure, we want to over and double check. And this is causing a lot of difficulty in decision making. There's something going on in our country that you may not have put your finger on, and it is really getting in the way of your next career move. And it's really getting in the way of a lot of parts of your life. Here's what it is. There's been an erosion of trust in our soul, in our society. And this is showing up in major decisions that not only you're making, but your boss and your next employer are making or not making. The complexity of our world is going to continue to get magnified, especially going into next year. The complexity of life doesn't mean that you can't succeed. It means just the opposite. There's lots of opportunity, because what happens in a complex environment is you need tools to navigate things. So the trust erosion is just the beginning. And I'm going to explain in a few seconds how to navigate that, because you're probably suffering from a little trust erosion, and you may think it's just you, or you might perceive that your boss shouldn't be going through that because they make more money, they have a bigger title, they shouldn't be going through that. If you're interviewing for a new job, you're thinking, why would they be going through that? There's so much volatility in the job market, in the marketplace, in the corporate landscape in total. Technology has continued to make our lives complex. And I didn't put an equal sign bad. It's not bad. Matter of fact, I'm very progressive on the adoption of technology. I've already wrote AI bots for our soul-powered career coaching program. I've got my coaches using these AI bots and teaching them how to leverage AI to help our clients. But that volatility of technology being leveraged in a variety of different places is causing companies to think more rapidly where they can cut costs, where they can cut headcount, what's no longer necessary. And you know what? If you're working for a large organization, they've got consultants talking into their ears about how they can get rid of full departments, how they can leverage and perhaps still even think about offshoring certain departments. Volatility, because there has never been a time ever in human history where so much can be leveraged and done differently, where so many variables are playing into the equation. Even if you work for a small or mid-sized company, they're all trying to figure out how to leverage AI. They're all trying to figure out whether they have the right talent, whether they have the right butts in the seats, as they say. And that volatility is giving you the opportunity to make more of a move for yourself. But if you don't know how to leverage the tools out there, you're not going to separate yourself from the competition for other jobs. So that volatility means you may lose your job faster than ever, even if you've been there 16 years or 23 years, like some of our clients right now. It doesn't matter. What you have to be ready for is how to bounce back from it. And if you think that you can just send a resume out to a job online and all will be well, it's not true. If you've been sitting at a company for 16, 17, 23, I think one of our gals, 26 years, the job market is so much different. Please don't rely on your cousin's advice. The expertise needed for you to stand out with your talent, your expertise, your experience, your education, and what makes you different. And that's what we call soul power. You're a unique human being. And if you don't have that ingredient in your resume and your LinkedIn, you're going to get lost in the shuffle. If you're too generic with your experience, you're going to get lost in the shuffle. If you don't know how to get through applicant tracking software, you're not even going to get in the shuffle. If your LinkedIn isn't optimized, but you get through the resume filter and then they go to your LinkedIn and it's like, wah, wah, you're out. Sorry to tell you, these things are necessary now. You have to have the pieces in place in order to win the competition of new jobs. And if you're trying to get promoted, you're going to have people in your company checking you out. First of all, make sure your social media isn't that dramatically off-putting. But here's the thing. There's a trust issue in all of our country, which you have to overcome by winning people over and engaging with them at a new way that you may not have ever learned before. Number two, the volatility of the job market is creating such ups and downs that you may indeed lose your job and not know what to do. And number three, you have to stand out among the competition for your jobs. If you're middle career, if you are a professional woman who brings 15 to 20 years of experience and you're like, You need to stand out. You need to engage. You need to make a difference in your interviews and how you talk to people. You need to be convincing others to buy you. And because we're in such a volatile marketplace, I'm pretty sure that in the next 12 months that will mean more to you than it may have ever meant before. There is very few systematic structures that will be stabilized over the next 12 months. There are absolute volatility indicators everywhere, and human beings have learned over this process of the last few years to trust less. That means we're slower to make decisions. That means we're slower to trust other people. That means we want to make 100% sure that we're doing the right thing, which of course can never happen. There's always risk in decisions. So it's up to you to get yourself geared up for the next year. It's up to you to be able to handle what you need to navigate and do about this erosion of trust. It's up to you to up-level yourself on the inside so you can differentiate yourself as you're engaging in that next role. And it's up to you to learn how to leverage all of these technology tools to help you win in your career. It's not just about getting that next new job. It's about continuing to win in a volatile, trust-eroded, complex market. You're in it. You might as well do a good job of being a navigator of it. And this is why we do soul power before we do resume and LinkedIn and interview prep and all of the pieces. You need to be a soul-powered human being coming from your stance of who you are. The world will always be changing. You need to know who you are and how you navigate that. Click on the link below and we would be happy to talk to you about not only what we do, but whether we can help you in your current situation. We can't help everyone and we don't pretend to, but we can help very specific mid-career professional women navigate their next level. Let's discuss whether that is you, and we'd be happy to tell you if it is or is not. Click on the link below in order to book your complimentary career clarity call. It's like going to the career doctor. You got a problem, you go to the right doctor, we'll diagnose your problem and see if we can help you. We'll see you on the other side of this in a coaching explosion for your soul and your career. See you next time.